Welcome to Chemitutorial channel. Today we are going to discuss the topic ethers. Ethers are those compounds which are having functional group O, and on both sides of the oxygen atom alkyl groups are attached. So we can write in general ethers as ROR. First of all, we will do the classification of the ethers. So let us discuss the classification of ethers. Ethers are basically divided into four types. The first one is the simple or symmetrical ethers. So simple or symmetrical ethers are those ethers in which both alkyl groups are same. For example, you can take this example, methyl on one side of oxygen and on the other side also methyl group. So the name will be dimethyl ether. This is simple, or you can see that it is symmetrical ether. Both sides of the oxygen there is same alkyl group, that is methyl. It is dimethyl ether. Similarly, diethyl ether is also one of the examples of the simple or symmetrical ethers. It is diethyl ether. Similarly, we can also take this example. This is diphenyl ether. So these are all symmetrical or simple ethers. Now coming to the next type of ethers, which are called mixed ethers or unsymmetrical ethers. The second type is mixed or unsymmetrical ethers. So these are those ethers in which both the R groups are different. So let us take different example. Both alkyl groups are different. So we can take methyl on one side of oxygen, ethyl on the other side. The name will be ethyl methyl ether. Alphabetically we will take E first, ethyl first, methyl afterwards. Ethyl methyl ether. Similarly, we can take methyl propyl ether. Methyl will come first alphabetically, P afterwards. Methyl propyl ether. Similarly, methyl on one side, phenyl on the other side. Again alphabetically, M will come first. Methyl phenyl ether. All these are the examples of mixed or unsymmetrical ethers. Now coming to the third type, that is aliphatic ethers. Aliphatic ethers are those ethers in which both the alkyl groups are aliphatic chains. None of them is aromatic ring. Third type is aliphatic ethers. Both R groups are alkyl groups. For example, examples are repeated here. Dimethyl ether, diethyl ether, methyl propyl ether. As you can see, in all these ethers there are aliphatic chains, on both sides of the oxygen atom. None of them is aromatic ring. Now the fourth type is aromatic ethers. When one of the R groups is benzene ring. For example, this is aromatic ether. Its name is methyl phenyl ether. Common name we are discussing. Then we can take another example, that is C6H5 is benzene ring. It is phenyl group. So another example is ethyl phenyl ether. One more example that we can take is diphenyl. Both are benzene rings. So it is diphenyl ether. So all these are the examples of aromatic ethers. Now let us discuss the nomenclature of the ethers. How the ethers are named according to the common system as well as according to the IUPAC system. So we'll write the ethers, formula of the ethers, then common names, and then the IUPAC names. So this is our topic is nomenclature. Ether, common name, here IUPAC name. So first of all I am going to write the simplest ether with two methyl groups. According to common name it is dimethyl ether because both the alkyl groups are methyl groups. But when we write the IUPAC name, then oxygen is counted with one of the methyl groups and the other alkyl group is, oxygen is counted with one of the alkyl groups and other alkyl group is taken as a parent chain. So oxygen is taken with that alkyl group which is the smaller one, which is having lesser number of carbon atoms. But here in this case you can see both are methyl groups. So the carbon chain or the length of the carbon chain is same on both sides. So ethereal oxygen will be taken along the one, making it alkoxy, other will remain as alkane. So the name according to IUPAC system, the ethers names are taken as alkoxy alkanes. Alkoxy, in alkoxy smaller alkyl group is taken. So here we will write alkoxy group is methoxy because one carbon is there, so it is methoxy, the rest of the parent chain is methane. So it will be methoxy methane. Now let us take another example. One side we have taken methyl, other side we have taken ethyl group. It will be according to the common name, it will be E first alphabetically. It is ethyl methyl ether. But according to the IUPAC name, we will take alkoxy alkane. So the smaller alkyl group is methyl. So it will be methoxy. Methyl will go as methoxy and the rest is parent chain is ethane. So it will be methoxy ethane. Now coming to another example where we have taken both R groups as ethyl groups. It is diethyl ether according to the common name, but according to IUPAC name it will be ethoxyethane. These are the simple ones. Now we will take one aromatic ring and other aliphatic chain. Say methyl on one side and phenyl on the other side. According to common name it will be methyl phenyl ether. But according to IUPAC name, same rule will follow. The bigger one will be chain, chain will be taken as parent chain. So the benzene ring or phenyl group is having more carbons. It will be parent chain, benzene will be parent chain, and methoxy will be the prefix here. So it will be methoxybenzene. It is also called as anisole. Anisole is also its name. Now coming to more examples where we can see that alkyl groups are branched also in ethers. Sometimes alkyl groups are also branched. So in that case we can do the naming in the same way. For example, if one is methyl group, other is isopropyl group, then we will number the propyl chain as 1, 2 and 3. This is second carbon where methoxy group is attached. Methoxy because one carbon is here, so it will go along the alkoxy. So methoxy is attached at the second carbon of the propane. Parent chain is propane. It is methoxy 2-methoxypropane according to the IUPAC name. 2-methoxypropane. Otherwise it is isopropyl group. So we will write methyl isopropyl ether. So few more example we will take where we will take the R groups as the branched ones. Then cyclic ethers also exist where the parent chain is a cyclic closed ring. Let us take 1-2 more examples. One of the examples that we can take is phenyl group on one side and here the smaller chain is this one is the larger. This will be in the parent and this will be in the methoxy alkoxy group. So the alkoxy here is butoxy where 3 is methyl is attached at the third position. So we will just write its IUPAC name. The IUPAC name will be 3-methyl butoxy. This whole group is alkoxy. That is 3-methyl butoxy. Then it is benzene. Now next taking the example of the cyclic ethers. This is one of the cyclic ethers where 2 methyl groups are attached at carbon number 1 of the cyclohexane and at the second position ethoxy group is attached. So we will write it 2-ethoxy 1,1 dimethyl, parent chain is cyclohexane and cyclohexane. So this will be its IUPAC name. So this was all about the nomenclature of the ethers. Now we will do the structure of the ethers. Ethers have a bent shaped molecule, V-shaped molecule, just like water and alcohols. Let us compare the structure of ethers with water and alcohols. You know, in case of water, 2 hydrogen are attached to the oxygen atom. But in case of alcohols, if one of the hydrogen atom is replaced by alkyl group, when it becomes alcohol molecule, the bond angle in alcohol will be little bit larger as compared to that in water because there is bulkier R group. And in both the molecules you can see that oxygen is having 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. And ethers are those molecules in which both hydrogen atoms in water molecule are replaced by the alkyl groups. So oxygen is having 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs, and this bond angle will be much more as compared to the bond angle in case of alcohols or water because R groups are bulkier. And in case both R groups are methyl groups, then this bond angle is found to be 111.7 degree. Carbon oxygen bond length in the ethers is found to be 141 picometer, this carbon oxygen bond length. As the R groups become more and more bulkier, bond angle will increase due to their steric hindrance. Now coming to the next topic, that is the preparation methods of the ethers. So let us do their preparation methods. We will do mainly two methods. So one is their preparation from alcohols, and second is very important, Williamson synthesis. First, preparation from alcohols. Let's take the example of ethanol. When alcohols are treated with sulfuric acid at 413 Kelvin, ethers are formed. So here in case of ethanol we will get diethyl ether plus water molecule will also be formed. In case the temperature is little bit elevated, that means if we heat ethanol with sulfuric acid at 443 Kelvin, then dehydration of alcohol molecule will take place, and you know that due to dehydration there will be beta elimination and there will be formation of alkene molecule. So the product in this case will not be ether. So preparation of ethers from alcohols, we have to maintain temperature 413 Kelvin. So for this reaction, above reaction, we will do the mechanism of the reaction, which is a three-step mechanism. So the first step is the protonation of the alcohol. So let us do the mechanism. The step 1 is protonation of alcohol. As you know, this reaction is taking place in acidic medium. Alcohol will gain proton and it will get protonated. Attack of the lone pair of oxygen on the hydrogen ion proton from the medium, and we will get this protonated alcohol, where oxygen is having only one lone pair and positive charge. So the second step is the reaction of alcohol with protonated alcohol. This is step 1. Step 2 follows SN2 mechanism. Single step, where the reaction of the alcohol and protonated alcohol takes place. So you can see this is alcohol molecule and this is protonated alcohol. So protonated alcohol, oxygen is having here positive charge, so there will be removal of water this way. It will be removed and this carbon will become positive charge. Lone pair of the alcohol attacks here and ether is formed, CH3CH2O. But this ether is protonated ether because hydrogen doesn't go anywhere. Hydrogen of the alcohol still remains attached here, and the second ethyl group, it gets attached to the alcohol molecule, and we get again positive charge on oxygen, 3 bonds, 1 lone pair. This is now protonated ether. And third step will be removal of the proton from the protonated ether, and finally we will get the ether. So step 3, removal of proton. Taking that product, that is protonated ether, so how you can see that proton is removed and bonds shifts towards the oxygen, and finally we will get ether. This is ether. So this is a 3-step mechanism, where the step 2 is especially SN2 mechanism. However, if we want, you see that in all these steps we have taken 1 degree alcohol. But however, if we take 2 degree alcohol or 3 degree alcohol, then step 2 does not follow SN2 mechanism, because in case of 2 degree or 3 degree alcohols, there will be steric hindrance. Then step 2 will follow SN1 mechanism due to formation of a stabler carbocation. So now let us discuss second mechanism, that is Williamson synthesis. So Williamson synthesis is very important reaction for the preparation of ethers. So in this reaction, it is a reaction between haloalkane molecule and sodium alkoxide molecule. So let us see how. And by this method we can also prepare symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. So this is sodium alkoxide plus haloalkane molecule. So what will happen? Ether will be formed, the general reaction, and sodium halide is formed. So if we want to prepare an ether with 2 degree alkyl group or 3 degree alkyl group, we have to take it in the alkyl group in the sodium alkoxide will be taken as 2 or 3 degree, not in the haloalkane molecule. Because if in the haloalkane molecule the alkyl group is taken as 2 or 3 degree alkyl group, then it will follow elimination reaction, not the substitution. So let us see how. Taking an example of tertiary butoxide, sodium tertiary butoxide. This is butoxide salt of sodium, means this is a 3 degree alkyl group. The name is sodium tertiary butoxide. Alkoxide salt is there, and 1 degree haloalkane we are taking, say methyl bromide or bromomethane you can say. So there will be formation of NaBr plus ether formed will be this tertiary butyl methyl ether plus sodium bromide is formed here. So you can see that in this ether, one of the alkyl group is simple and the other is having 3 degree carbon. So that 3 degree carbon we can take in the sodium alkoxide salt, not in the haloalkane. If we take 3 degree haloalkane, this is 1 degree actually, and this is 3 degree. But if we find this type of ether, we cannot take this group in this haloalkane and this group here. Means if we take sodium methoxide and tertiary butyl bromide, then we cannot expect this ether, it will not be formed, because this haloalkane molecule, which is a 3 degree haloalkane molecule, it will undergo elimination reaction within itself and it will lead to the formation of alkene of this type. This type alkene will be formed here. So we do not expect this type of ether formation. This type of ether, if we want to get, it will just be obtained from the 3 degree sodium alkoxide and 1 degree haloalkane. So now again we can see that this reaction also follows a SN2 mechanism, due to attack of the lone pair of oxygen on this methyl group. So it is again a single step mechanism. Now this was all about the preparation methods of the ethers, and we will discuss the reactions of the ethers in our next video. I think you might have understood all the concepts very well. Thank you for watching our video. Comment it, like it, share it, subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.